The chronicles whisper that when the blood of the fallen stains the sands of the eastern training grounds, even the heavens hold their breath. In recap, Martial God Asura Chapter 87, Chapter 88, Ling Chen stands amid the aftermath of the clash with the Soul Devouring Sect, his armor scorched, his resolve hardening like tempered steel. Shadows twist around the ruined pagodas as unseen eyes watch, and a shiver of premonition curls through the air. Tonight, alliances will fracture, and a secret from the Abyssal Blade Clan threatens to ignite a war that not even the strongest can contain. The storm of destiny gathers, and every heartbeat carries the echo of battles yet to come. The wind howled like a beast across the winding road leading to Leaning Mountain Town, carrying with it the scent of blood and despair. There, amid the shadows of gnarled trees, the Chu family found themselves ensnared in a sudden ambush. Silence fell, broken only by the ragged gasps of the wounded. Many of the Chu clan lay strewn across the dusty path, their lifeblood seeping into the earth, some already beyond salvation. Among them, propped against a rock, was Chu Renyi, his body battered, his spirit fraying. At the 8th level of the spirit realm, he was formidable, yet facing 6 enemies of equal mastery. Bolstered by others at the 7th level, he was woefully outmatched. Every breath came with pain, every heartbeat a heavy toll, and in his eyes shone the flicker of helplessness. "Mazong, you never imagined we'd wait for this, did you?" The voice of the Ma family leader cut through the air, sharp as a blade. "Your Chu family is doomed today. Each soul that survives this road will still meet death." Chu Renyi's chest heaved. "Mazong, our families hold no enmity. Why side with the Shu family to harm my people?" His words rang out, desperate, echoing over the chaos. A low, cruel laugh responded. "Ah, Chu Renyi, you should know why we conspire against you. Do you think your secrets could escape the world?" Mahjong's eyes gleamed with lethal intent as he advanced, circling his prey like a shadowed predator. Just as the tension reached its peak, a voice shattered the moment like thunder cracking the sky. The attackers froze, hearts jolted, eyes turning to the source of this sudden presence. From the distance, a figure approached, a young man atop a magnificent white steed, moving with the calm certainty of a storm yet to break. It was Chu Feng, and the mere sight of him sent whispers rippling through the Chu family remnants. "Chu Feng, the young lion of our clan has returned," murmured one. But then their eyes widened with astonishment. The boy wore the robes of a core disciple of the Azure Dragon School, a rank previously unimaginable for someone who had only been an inner court disciple barely a month ago. His rise was meteoric, a prodigy blazing beyond expectation, leaving even his family stunned. "Feng, flee!" Chu Renyi's voice cracked, urgent and fierce, yet Mazong's command cut through the air. "Encircle him. Let no shadow of him escape our reach." Chu Feng remained still, unflinching, towering upon his steed. The crowd surrounding him quivered, hearts gripped by fear, as the young disciple's calm gaze met theirs. Indifferent, unyielding, Mazong's grin was cold steel. "Ah, young demon, such growth at your age. If you continue, you will bring calamity upon yourself. Today, we end you." His hand swept, signaling the swarm of attackers forward, each strike designed for death. Chu Renyi, even in his battered state, roared, madness and courage mingling in his voice. "You dare threaten my family? Not while I draw breath." His attacks were desperate but valiant, each move a testament to a father's unwavering resolve. "Feng, escape! Warn Yu'er and the others. Do not return." Mahjong's blade sliced through the air, his strength honed, his precision lethal. Chu Renyi stumbled under the blows, each one tearing at his defenses, the weight of wounds and exhaustion pressing him toward the ground. Then, amidst the chaos, a chorus of cries erupted from behind the lines. At first, Mahjong dismissed them, assuming his subordinates had cornered Chu Feng. Yet the cries carried an unfamiliar sharpness, an edge of terror that did not belong to his forces. Confusion flickered across his face. Then realization struck. A surge of speed, a glance sideways, and horror froze him. Ma family warriors fell, their heads severed in a single horrifying sweep. And standing among them untouched, blood staining his robes but not a mark upon him, was Chu Feng. His steps were deliberate, each movement cold and methodical. He wiped his hands on the fallen, eyes meeting Mahjong's with a chilling smile that spoke of merciless resolve. Mahjong's face drained of color. His feet stumbled backward. his blade slipping from his grasp with a clatter upon the ground. The world had shifted beneath him. This young boy, a demon in guise of flesh, had undone the mightiest of his kin with a cruelty that left no room for hesitation, no whisper of mercy. Chu Feng did not pause. He picked up the blade discarded by Mahjong, fingers brushing the steel. "A fine weapon," he murmured, his tone casual yet sharp as frost. Before another word could pass, a flash of light, a cold streak of inevitability, and Mahjong's head rolled, severed before fear could even shape his scream. Chu Renyi and the surviving Chu family trembled, hearts pounding, sweat slicking their brows. Inconceivable. Beyond mere skill, beyond mere youth, the boy who stood before them was a storm incarnate, a force of death and order. And yet, even in the maelstrom of violence, his presence promised hope. Chu Feng turned, tossing aside the blade. "Uncle, what has transpired here?" His voice carried both urgency and the calm authority of one who had faced death and carved his path through it. Only then did Chu Renyi gather himself, voice heavy with grief and resolve. "Fenger, a great calamity has struck. Our family, our town, it hangs on the edge of ruin. The path before them was steeped in blood, the air thick with the echoes of battle. But in that moment, a sliver of hope glimmered through the devastation, the unwavering courage of a youth who had become a legend before his time." And so the tale of the Chu family's darkest hour began to unfold, with Chu Feng as the spear of their salvation. In the shadows of leaning mountain town, a storm was quietly brewing, a storm that would shake the very foundation of the Chu family. Rumors had always whispered through the mountains, but nothing could have prepared the family for what was about to unfold. It began in the mining zones, deep within the rugged peaks, where the earth's veins hid a rare treasure, a black iron ore of unmatched quality. Its surface gleamed with a dark luster, promising weapons of unparalleled strength. Gold could not rival its value. For the Chu family, it was a fortune capable of multiplying their wealth 100-fold. The discovery should have been a blessing. Instead, it became a harbinger of death. Though the Chu family celebrated in secret, the whispers of black iron could not be contained. Word spread like wildfire, carried by unseen tongues, and envy stirred in the hearts of neighboring powers. At the forefront of this greed stood the Shu family, longtime rivals of the Chus. With cunning precision, they formed an unholy alliance with the Ma and Wang families, the strongest clans in the region. Their ambition was simple: seize the mine and divide its treasures without restraint. Chu Renyi, who had been tending to matters outside the town, received the ominous news with a pang of dread. He rushed back, only to walk straight into the Ma family's cruel ambush. Death lurked at every shadowed corner, and only a miracle could save him. That miracle arrived in the form of Chu Feng. With the swiftness of a soaring arrow and the fury of a tempest, he struck, cutting through the trap like a sharpened blade through silk. This Shu family, they must be daring to the point of madness. Chu Feng's voice was edged with a killing intent that seemed to scorch the very air. He did not mount his horse. He did not pause for breath. He ran, a streak of blue lightning racing toward his homeland, leaving stunned onlookers in his wake. Chu Renyi could only shout, "Fenger, stop! It's too perilous." But even his desperate pleas were swallowed by the wind. Chu Feng was gone in an instant. Those left behind could only gape in disbelief. When Chu Renyi finally spoke again, his voice trembled with awe and fear. Fenger, his strength, could he have surpassed the spirit realm already? The words hung heavy in the air, and the injured members of the Chu family stared in stunned silence. To achieve such power at his age was almost incomprehensible, a feat that challenged the very limits of imagination. Leaning Mountain Town had always been more than a simple settlement. It was a fortress under the Chu family's watch, a bastion where order and protection had been their solemn oath. Yet even these fortifications, strengthened in anticipation of greed-driven assaults, crumbled under the united might of the Shu, Ma, and Wang families. The townspeople fell like wheat before a scythe, while the Chu family fought with desperation born of love and duty. Chu Yuanba, despite his formidable skill, was overwhelmed. His face pale as the winter moon, blood soaking his garments, he knelt amidst the carnage, gasping violently for breath. Chu Yuan arrived beside him, his young eyes sharp, scanning for any threat that might strike his father down. The chaos stilled, if only briefly, As all attention converged upon the fallen patriarch, from the ranks of their enemies a voice sliced through the tension, cold, deliberate, and cruel. Chuyuanba, your life shall end with dignity. Commit suicide. It came from an older, stocky man, the master of the Shu family. Chuyuanba's gaze swept over his battered kin, sorrow and resolve intermingling in his expression. I will die, but spare my family. Let them leave this mountain unharmed. I swear they will not return. His words, though humble, carried the weight of honor and desperation. Laughter, icy and scornful, echoed in response. Spare them? The Shu master sneered. Do you imagine we would release a caged tiger to roam free? You are blind in reason, Chuyuanba. This ruin falls squarely upon your shoulders. None shall leave here alive. Go, end your own life, and we shall leave you whole no longer. Fear and despair clawed at the hearts of the Chu family, yet before the cruel decree could be enforced, a piercing cacophony arose outside the residence. Screams, shouts, the panicked cries of those trapped beyond the walls. The onslaught of sound was brief, yet it turned unease into dread. Even the invaders, hardened by years of conquest, faltered, their faces paling at the sudden unrest, and then silence fell. A silence more terrifying than any battle cry. A lone shout, followed by a sickening sweep of wind, and a black iron blade arced through the air. With a fatal precision, it severed the head of a Shu family expert mid-run, his body still frozen in motion, collapsing to the ground as though suspended in a nightmare. The scene left the masters of Shu, Ma, and Wang paralyzed with disbelief. An 8th-level spirit realm expert had been struck down effortlessly. Whoever had done this wielded power beyond reckoning. Footsteps broke the hush, deliberate and unyielding, each step resonating like a drumbeat of doom. The figure emerged, young, resolute, and terrifyingly alive with the aura of battle. Clad in a flowing blue robe, he carried a massive banner, its green, coiling dragon gleaming like jade under the sun. 3 characters emblazoned upon it declared his allegiance, the Azure Dragon Banner, a symbol of unshakable might. Yet even the banner paled in comparison to the aura of the youth who held it. Blood smeared across his face, a pungent iron scent enveloping him. His every movement radiated killing intent so potent it pressed upon the hearts of all who dared look. With a forceful slam, he drove the banner into the stone courtyard. Cracks spidered outward, shattering the ground beneath. His voice rose, fierce and unwavering. Today, those who dare trespass upon my Chu family shall die. The mountains themselves seemed to shiver as his words echoed. The tale of the Chu family's vengeance had begun, and with it a storm of martial might was unleashed, a tempest no mortal foe could withstand. Every heart knew, in that moment, that destiny had delivered its most formidable guardian. Shu Feng had returned, and death followed in his wake.